Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're in here today working on the Packard. So the last video that you saw about this car, I was taking a C10 rear end and narrowing it to fit in this car. So that's been done. And what we're working on now is installing some air ride suspension components, control arms, brackets. I've got a bunch more brackets over here on the table. And this is the first car that I've ever bagged. And I got a couple ideas from some buddies online, some guys on Instagram, on how this is all supposed to happen. But I'm making things hard on myself. And what I mean by that is, once the rear end was narrowed, I took the old rear end out of the car and jacked this rear end up into the frame until it touched the frame to see how low I could actually get it. Well, it was about 2 inches off the ground, so I decided, why not make it lay frame, right? We'll be cool about it. We'll get it all the way down on the ground. It'll look cool. It'll be a little bit more work, but no big deal. Well, it turned out to be a lot more work than originally anticipated. So let me grab a light so that we can see a little bit better. So here's how the whole process started. It started by C-notching the frame on both sides. And I was like, cool, that's not so bad. And the C-notch turned out good. I took a piece of 5-inch tube, basically split it in half, and welded it into the frame. Now the frame on this car is somewhat boxed, so we're pretty strong where the C-notch is. Then I took the rear end and jacked it up into the car, and that put my frame about 3/4 of an inch off the ground here through the center section, which was low enough for me. So we decided to do some more cutting because the rear end didn't fit quite well, so we had to cut out the floor, the trunk floor, right behind the rear seat, because now the rear end sits in the trunk of the car when it's all the way up in there, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. I'm actually going to remount the rear end in the car here in this video. So moving on, started with the lower control arms for the rear end. So I used the factory front spring mounts. I had to modify them slightly, but those are what holds the front of my lower control arm. And all that was cool until I realized that these aren't parallel. It actually kicks the lower control arm out to the side a little bit, which is not a huge deal, but it is a deal. So we got our pinion angle set, got the length of the lower control arms set. I had to cut and weld the tube ends on all 4 control arms. These are my uppers here, so you can see I've already welded and ground down. So we're threaded on one end, not on the other, so they're a single adjustable. But I got the lower control arm brackets on the rear end, and then I started messing with the upper control arm brackets. Now, I was like, oh, this will be easy. We just kind of angle them in, and that'll be my triangulation. Well, I'll show you guys the biggest issue I ran into once I get this rear end up in the car. But needless to say, I've had all week to work on this car, and this is as far as I've gotten because I keep running into little issues, and they're all my fault. I could have just bagged this thing real quick and, not worried about laying frame, not worried about being cool, and it would have been done by now. But we decided to be cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lower the car down and get under this thing and start installing the 4-link under the car so that the rear end will hang under here. And then we'll pick it back up and we'll look at our fitment and fitment issues and talk about what we're going to do next. All right, so I've got the car sitting at about ride height. So this is where it'll be going down the road. It's probably 3 inches lower than stock, maybe 4. So what I need to do now is crawl under there and install all the control arms. And once that's done, I'll get it up in the air so that we can get a better look of what we're dealing with under the rear end of this thing. So you can see there's a big hole in the trunk floor, and I'll show you once the rear end's all the way up why I had to do all that. Just some sheet metal work that I'll need to take care of after everything else is done, all the heavy fabrication work. So I'm going to crawl under there and get all these links in real quick, and then we'll take a look underneath the car. Now you can see in here I'm using these aluminum setup bushings, so I don't have to put the rubber ones in yet. And that's cool because then I can have these in here and weld stuff, and if I had a poly bushing in here, of course they would melt, so these aluminum setup bushings have been real helpful. Alright, so here we are under the car, and I'm trying to light it the best I can, but here's what we ended up with. So this is at ride height, which is 4 inches, about 4.5 inches from all the way compressed. So our ride height, our lower control arms are almost level, which is what we want. Our upper control arms are at a bit of an angle, but that's okay. I don't really have room to do it any other way. What I'm going to do now is compress the suspension, and I don't really have a good place to put the GoPro, so I'm just going to run the pole jacks up and compress the suspension all the way, which will put the axle tube right into the C-notch on both sides. And then you'll see kind of some of the issues that I've run into. On the back side here, you can see I don't have room for bags really at all. What will probably happen is my fuel pump will have to move. This cross member that runs all the way across will have to come out, and I'll replace it with a tube and then brackets coming off the bottom here to mount the bag. Let me show you what I originally had. So originally the way that I thought that this would work was my bag would mount to my lower control arm here. And you can see there's not a lot of room to clear the upper control arm. Now there's no real better way to do this. I toyed around with some different places to put the control arm, the upper control arm, you know, like run it this way. But the problem is then I'd have to have a cross member up here, up here for it to attach to, and it'd have to go around the drive shaft and all that kind of stuff. So this was the best way to get the 4-link in. I can make everything else fit, but I don't think these bag mounts are going to work. So what'll probably happen is these will get flipped and go up here, and then I'll have a drop bracket off the rear end, and the bag will sit right here in this area. That's the plan for now, anyway. To be determined, I guess. So it's going to take a lot of cutting to get that cross member out. It'd be really cool if the body of the car wasn't in the way, but I don't really have a good way to get the body off this thing. So we're going to work in the restricted area that we have. But let me go ahead and get this rear end up in here, and you can see what I'm dealing with. All right, so here we have the rear end all the way up in the car. And you can see my upper control arms are at an angle, lower control arms are at an angle. But here's the big thing that I was dealing with was the upper control arm frame mount. You can see I don't have a lot of room right here. This one is actually touching right now. So what's happening when I'm compressing the rear end is the pinion angle's changing, and that's because of my mounting points on the rear end. So at ride height, everything is good. When I lay this thing out on the frame, the pinion angle's at about -6 degrees. Not a big deal because we're not driving the car at that height. So now what I have to do is try to suspend the rear end up in here so I can let the car down. I'll show you inside the car. But you can see back here, grab the light, I have almost no room for bags. So they're definitely going to go in the trunk of the car somehow. And yeah, it's kind of what we're dealing with right here. So let me get this rear end tied up in here. I'll lower the car down, we'll look on the inside. And then I'm going to play a little bit with grinding and moving some stuff around in here. I'll edit this video so you guys can see it. But yeah, let me get it down on the ground first. Okay. So as you can see, the rear end is in the trunk. Not a big deal, really. I cut this section of the floor out on both sides so I could weld that bracket a little bit better. And then I cut this part of the floor out for the upper control arm mount on the rear end to clear. The trans tunnel is going to have to be modified probably up to about here. Not a huge deal. But a lot of the trunk's going to have to come out to get that cross member in there. So I'm going to have some sheet metal work to do ahead of me. But yeah, this is what it looks like inside the car. So I'm still not quite all the way down. This is probably about 1 inch higher than what all the way aired out will be. And that'll put the frame almost on the ground, about 3/4 of an inch away. In the front, I'll be about 2 inches lower than this because we are doing some Fatman fabrication uprights, which is basically like a drop spindle. So that's going to help me get the front end a little bit lower because right now the upper control arm is touching the frame. Right there, as you can see. So we'll get that a little bit lower
and everything should work out good.
So just a quick little update on how things are going on the Packard. I've been out here almost all week. Between Christmas and New Year's, I had the week off, so I've been working on this thing here and there. But I do believe it's going to look pretty cool when it's all done. So I've got some playing around to do out here today, and I'll get this video edited for you guys. But it is going to be on the ground, and with the car being this long, it's going to look pretty cool. So anyways, I'm going to get back to work. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll keep you updated. I'm going to try to film some of the work that I'm doing, but really the 4-link stuff kind of kicked my butt. So I've been out here trying to figure it out instead of filming. So stay tuned. Guys, check me out on Instagram. I've been posting pictures as I go along on this build. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.